All right, now we're gonna make the crown of our mum, which is the piece that goes around the flower. So you're gonna take one of your mum backs, that's the cardboard piece, and it has a shiny side and a dull side. Put the shiny side up, and we're gonna write an F on it for front. Then you're going to take some number 9 ribbon, which is the medium size ribbon, and you're going to cut 8 that are the same length as your loop chain template, which is 6 inches long. I have already cut my 8, and they are right here. You're also going to take some number 3 ribbon, and you're also going to cut 8 that are also 6 inches long, which is the loop chain template. Now the color can be up to you. I would not recommend white because white tends to blend right in with the flower and it's not as dynamic and as pretty when you're finished usually. It just kind of blends. So we are going to begin with some flat loops. So to start this, you're gonna take one piece of number 9 ribbon that's 6 inches long, and I'm going to take one of my number 3 ribbons and I'm going to layer them. Then I'm going to fold them in half. And on the front side, I lay it on the front side. And I'm going to staple it. And you're going to continue to staple so that staple is parallel to your ribbon. So I have one on the top, now I'm going to do one on the bottom, and I want these to match. So I'm going to do another red ribbon because I cut 4 red and 4 yellow. And it is going to go directly off the bottom. And I'm going to make a cross. So I'm going to continue with my red theme at the moment so I can make sure that they're all evenly dispersed. And we're going to finish this cross with the side pieces. Actually, before I put this piece on the bottom, I'm going to pause there. This does tend to be easier to finish the rest of your loops if you leave this bottom section so that you can get your stapler in there. So I will start here. I'm going to take 2 pieces that are yellow, or one piece that's yellow and one of my blacks, and it's going to go in between at a 45-degree angle. Still, I'm trying to get my staple as close to a parallel line as possible. It's not always going to happen, but it is best if it is. And then my last flat loop for this top section is going to go here. So there is the top section of my mum. Now while I can still get my stapler in here, I'm going to do my breast cancer awareness loops. So this is where I took another 8 pieces of number 9 ribbon that are 6 inches long. I alternated the color just because I think it looks more dynamic. And you're going to take this and you're going to make it like a breast cancer awareness loop. So the easiest way to do this is pull the ribbon towards each other to make it to where it is like a mountain, and then put the back together. Put the back side together. And then you will have a little loop with a pocket. Now this is going to sit in the middle of my flat loops. Ideally, I want this edge to be just a little bit outside of the edge of my circle. If you're not sure about this, you already have your flower. So you can go ahead and open up your flower. And use your flower as a guide, a measuring guide. So the center of your flower is going to go where that little button is, so you can punch out the button. And that's as big as where your flower is going to go. So I'm going to get my little breast cancer awareness loop ready again. I'm going to set it here in the center between those two flat loops. And then you can lay your flower on top, and you want to just make sure that it just kind of sits right outside of it. That's what you're looking for right there. So when you're happy with the placement and you're happy with how pointed this is, because you can make it really pointed or you can make it to where it's a little wider. I personally like it just a little bit wider, that's my preference. Then you're gonna slide your stapler in here and staple it. Then I'm gonna alternate my color. I want my loop size and point size to be about the same. So I will lay it down, and then I will staple this one as well. And I'll go back to my red. And it will go here. And then one yellow. Now I'm going to continue with my flat loops because I've got this part already done and taken care of. So I'm going to go back to my black, and I have one red loop left to put on. And it's going to go straight down to finish off my cross. Then I have my two yellows to add. Now if you'll notice, everything is getting stapled straight to the front of my mum back. If I were to staple it to the back side, it would not cover my mum back, and my mum back would show when I go to put it on my mum. We don't want that. We want it to be hidden. So all the pretty ribbon on this side is going to end up hiding all of that mum back white cardboard. And I have one last flat loop to add that's yellow. and it will go here. So now I have two crosses. I have a cross of red and I have a cross of yellow. Now I'm going to finish filling in my breast cancer awareness loops that will go here. And I will just alternate those colors. I have two left. The last one becomes challenging because you run out of stapler space. So just do the best that you can and try not to crease anything. So here's my last loop. And it will lay right here to finish my circle. Usually I try to pull the one that's next to it over just a little bit and pull it up, slide over that flat loop, and then usually you can get in there to be able to staple. Then your mum back, which we're not ready to add this in yet, but it will be placed right there. So you can set it there in the center and see what it's going to look like and see if you need to change anything before we move on. The easiest way to keep this from getting damaged until we put it all together is to take your hanger. On the back side, you're going to slide it through the hole in the middle, and then it will hold for you, and you can hang this on the shelf with your ribbons.